and Influence, hosted by me, Danielle Winningham, and this entire In the Black series. Guys, if you're tuning in from wherever you are, this has been an amazing opportunity for you to get your mind and get your life about your business. You know, when I told you guys we were doing this whole webinar series and that we were going to be bringing on some of the best and some of the brightest people that I knew, I think you thought I was playing, but I wasn't. And I really want you to really, and we're going to recap. We're going to just step back. And if you missed these amazing replays from yesterday, make sure you register at bit.ly/black webinar. That's BLAQ webinar. So we kicked off the morning with Janine Cummings, our sister from London, talking about expanding your reach via live stream. And you guys know I'm a proponent for live stream. I'm an advocate for live stream. I don't know how you could miss the opportunity to promote your business free. It's a free platform. And you can run as many commercials as you want. You can literally say whatever you want for free all day, every day. And so that's one of the reasons that in my new course, The Black Code, I include Periscope Rockstars, which gives you a live streaming outline. I included it free as one of your bonuses if you register by November 6th, because I believe in live streaming. And if you really want your message to be global and you want your message to be of a pandemic nature, then you'll utilize live stream. And it's an opportunity for you to be a pioneer. I think a lot of times we want to wait and let everybody else go first, but you don't get recognition doing that. Here's the thing, and I've been telling you guys these numbers. Within the next 2 to 3 years, all of the posts that you see, 95% of them will be video. Why wait? Why wait? Oh, I'm scared of the camera. Oh, I don't know what to do. We can help you through that. But if you wait, we can't help you regain the time that you've lost. So that's number one. Janine was up to date. Then we had Shay Brown, who is the happy entrepreneur who just really told you to get your life about sales. Here's the thing. Even if you're a bad salesman, opening your mouth and asking people to buy your stuff will eventually make you money. I'm going to repeat myself. While you trying to figure out your sales style and this, that, half of you ain't even open your mouth, so you ain't got no style. I mean, that's just the real. If you're not asking, if you're not offering, then you don't know. You don't know what works for you, and you're not going to ever know what works for you. So you have to be confident enough in your products to be able to open your mouth and offer people what you have to bring to the world. That was Shay. And then up next, we had Trevor, and Trevor told you if you wasn't taking notes, just go and abandon ship. Just go and leave the room. And you know that tickled me to no end. But that was some real stuff. You sit here and you listen to great stuff, and you don't even bother yourself to register to get the replay so you can hear it again. You don't even bother yourself to take notes. You don't even bother yourself to share so other people can come. It's almost like you're just here, and I don't understand that level of presence. So Trevor talked about making sure that you had all your M's in order to get your money, making sure you had your movement and your message and your methodology to get your money. And people was like, my class last night. Oh, I made them go through it. I said, just because the words change, don't get confused. Your movement is who are you here to serve. Your message is how you're going to help them. Your methodology is your products and services to solve their problems. And that equates to your money. Oh, okay, we get it. But you've got to remember to have all of that. And that's why in the Black Code, it starts November 9th. A lot of you don't have the products and services to help you make the money. And so what happens is you're on the other end, like Darius pointed out to us last night. You have a brand and you have people that follow you but you have no products and you have no services. Therefore, you have no money. If you're not intentional about monetizing your brand early, let me tell you something. The individual he showed us last night with over 1 million followers, if he was to go back now and try to monetize, them followers would probably revolt. Because what they're going to say is, you've given it to us for free for all this time, and now you're going to charge me? They're going to be outraged. That's why people with free Facebook groups, once they go and try to monetize them, the people in those groups are outraged. Because once you've allowed yourself to be associated with free whatever, free advice, free products, free services, free whatever, once you've allowed yourself to be associated with free, then it becomes hard for people to put a monetary value on your products and services. In other words, if you don't value your products and services and time and energy enough to put a price on them, it's doubtful anybody else will. So again, that's why we not only create multiple products and services in the Black Code, we also line them up in a way that makes the pricing strategic. So you'll walk away with products they're $20. You'll walk away with products in the thousands. We make it make sense. bit.ly/Black Code, BLAQCODE. Class starts November 9th. And I'm bringing all of these professionals in front of you as if to say, I've been telling you all of this. So let me let you hear it from somebody else, because they're not telling you anything that we don't talk about day in and day out. So hopefully one of them will convince you to fall out the sky, get out the bleachers, get out the stands, stop watching the game, eating popcorn and drinking drink and eating nachos, and say, let me in, coach, I can play. Because this world is ready for all of us to have a voice, not just some of us. And if you look at the timelines for how long these entrepreneurs have been in business, you will know it's not an overnight endeavor. You don't get here in one class or one workshop. It is an ongoing adventure. It is an ongoing event. So with that being said, and again, the name of this whole series is called Into the Black, because these are the things that you need to generate profit. Running a business in the red is not cute. And so it's called revenue, reach, and residual. I can tell you for a matter of fact that when I got started, one of the things that stumped my toe, and if it were not for Van, would continue to stump my toe, is the digital aspect, the automation, the tools, the 50 different website themes in WordPress, the 500 different lead page software applications, the 3,053,000 email services. If I didn't have an expert on my team, it would continue to stump me. And that's why even in the Black Code, I invite experts in to help you understand, to help you better understand what options you have to put your stuff out there so that you can launch it. Because the bottom line is the Black Code stands for build, launch, and quit. And if you don't have that digital marketing piece right, you're not only going to be missing front end revenue, you're going to be missing reach, and you're going to be missing residual. So with that being said, I want to introduce you to Vanessa Collins. I don't even know what she's going to talk about this morning. I just know it's going to be good. For those following on Periscope, you may want to jump over to Facebook because I'm about to end the feed here. So Vanessa, with that, I'm going to let you go ahead and take it away. Take it away, take it away, take it away now.
Hey, listen, guys, I am so excited to be here. Excuse me, so excited to be here this morning to share with you some of the trends that you need to be looking at in 2018 so that you can guarantee your revenue, your reach, and your residual. Now, are you ready? You have to type in the chat if you're ready. Because listen, it's a Tuesday morning. It is a beautiful Tuesday morning. And what is so beautiful about Tuesday morning? It is potentially payday for anybody that's an entrepreneur. You don't have to wait for Friday. Every day is payday when you are an entrepreneur. And so that's one of the things that we want to talk about. All right, we're ready. Shannon's ready. Regina's ready. Linda's ready. Almisha's ready. So let's get started. All right, so while we're talking about certain things that may change, okay, digital marketing has changed over the last couple of years. Our why stays the same. So how we do it may change, but why we're doing it stays the same. So before we start talking trends, before we start talking systems, I have to remind you the basics of marketing relationships. Because listen, guys, you will get lost and you will get frustrated if you start doing all of this stuff and you lose focus on why you're doing it. You end up signing up for all these little shiny objects and end up at the end of the month, at the end of the year, not having served your audience, not getting your products and services out there, not doing the thing that you are passionate about doing. So if you've ever been to any of my classes, you know we have to start with our meditation. And no, I'm not going to make you put your fingers together. I'm not going to make you hum or anything like that. But I do want you to focus on why we are here. And it's a couple of things I want you to focus on. One, remembering that marketing relationships follow the same rules as human relationships. Because at the end of the day, it is not businesses that do business with other businesses. It is people in business who do business with other people who are in business. So you have to remember that human component. Even though we're talking about all this digital stuff, all this cyber stuff, you still got to remember the human component. And then the other part is that you're using this cyber power, your digital marketing power, to cultivate these human relationships, because that is what's going to help you with your bottom line of business. So everything that we talk about, when we're talking about technology, when we're talking about these trends, if you are not using these to deal with one of these objectives, which is your bottom line of business, you're going to be out here frustrated and not getting stuff done. So what's the bottom line of business? These are 5 critical things that you have to think about. 1, you got to find your customers, or you got to make it easy for them to find you. 2, you got to find out what your customers need. 3, you got to inform, educate, and convince your customers that you can meet their needs. Number 4, once you've done all of that, you got to deliver your products and services in a way that suits your customer. And then number 5, the most important, you got to have systems in place to receive compensation. And that compensation can be in the form of money. It can be in the form of a testimonial. It can be in the form of an email address. Any way it is, you have to be able to accept that compensation. So as you start making decisions about some of the things I'm going to talk to you about today, when you start making decisions about how you're going to implement this stuff, because listen, guys, you're not here this morning just to hear me talk about stuff. That is why if you are watching this and you haven't registered, you need to register, because I can guarantee you you're going to need to watch this replay. So if you're watching this, make sure you go to bit.ly/Black webinar, and that's BLAQ webinar, so you can get this replay. Because I guarantee you, over the next couple of months, you're going to need to listen to this replay. All right, so everything we talk about from now on has to support one of those 5 things that I just mentioned. So let's talk about trend number 1. And I'm just going to give you 5 trends. There are tons more out there. But let's just talk about some of the ones that kind of have stood out to me as I'm looking at what I'm going to do in 2018 to build my business. Number 1 is the integration of social messaging apps into communication, aka learn to use the bots. All right, so most of you guys know we just finished a bots class, and it was tremendous because this new technology, and it's very new, you would be on the cutting edge of it. This new technology out there in the next couple of years is going to change how we communicate with our clients and customers. Now, Ofcom Communication did some research, and they found that more than half of the total mobile audience uses Facebook Messenger. 61%. Okay, 61%. What does that mean? Let me give you some real numbers here. That is 1.2 billion people. Did y'all hear that? I need y'all to type that in the chat, just in case y'all missed it, just in case somebody missed it. 1.2 billion people are on Messenger every month. 1.2. So just that sheer number alone, before we even talk about anything else, that sheer number alone should make you stop and think, wait a minute, let me see what this is about. Now, chatbots are not robotic, clunky machines that are talking crazy anymore. It is not like that at all. Bot chats are very natural. Writing them is very easy, and it can definitely make a difference in how you interact with your audience. Now, we have seen some incredible results with bots. Now, I want you to think about this. How many unopened emails do you have? Anybody willing to say they got at least 100 unopened emails? At least 1,000 unopened emails? At least 3,000? I don't even want to tell you how many unopened emails I have, because I have quite a few. And most entrepreneurs do, right? You have a system on what you do for emails. And of course, we email people, right? So as part of our content marketing, you're doing the same thing. You email folks, you do email campaigns. But when it comes to you looking at your emails, you have somebody else doing it, or you kind of scan. I love looking at my email on the phone, right? Because it's so easy to scan. And you can just glance and see what it is you need to look at. How many unopened Messenger messages do you have? I am willing to guarantee that the majority of the people on here, you have less than 5 messages that are unopened. You even open the messages from them folks that you know you're not going to respond to. You know, the ones that send you the Jesus loves you, and I do believe he does, but, he's not going to stop loving you if you don't forward it to 20 other people. Or the ones that share video and say, we're trying to get my nephew's video to go viral. You may not click the link. You may not share the message. But 9 times out of 10, you're going to open it. You're going to read it. In email marketing, If you get a 20% open rate, you're doing good. If you get a 30% open rate, you're doing phenomenal. When it comes to messengers, we're looking at 85% open rates, 90% open rates. I recently, a couple of days ago, sent a broadcast message out on Messenger to my subscribers, and I ended up with an 85% read rate and about a 39% engagement rate. Now, they don't even measure that. What's an engagement rate? It's something I came up with on my own. And that is when people got the message, they responded back with something. And the cool thing about messenger bots is that you can mix it with the set message, and you can also go in and put your own message in. So there were people that contacted me and said, hey, thank you so much for reminding me about this. I do want to make sure I sign up for your next coaching class. So make sure you let me know when that is. Some other people asked me some questions about stuff. So make sure you are looking at that whole messenger bot. Number 2, live video ain't going nowhere. And I know I used ain't. I know. I wrote isn't, but I said ain't. Live video ain't going nowhere. Danielle has been telling us this for the last 2 years. Let's look at some of the statistics though. Now, according to Facebook, users spend 3 times more time watching live videos than they do watching pre-recorded videos. Now, we already know that video is killing the game, that people are going to watch video more than they're going to read your post. They're going to watch and share videos more than they look at your images. But even video has something that's topping that, and that is live video. Now, Livestream just did a survey, and they found that 80% of their respondents said that they would rather look at a live video than read a blog post. And 82% said that they are more interested in watching live videos from businesses than reading social media posts. So what are you going to do about your live video game? Now, I'll tell you, I am one of the ones I struggle. I graduated from Scope School. Yes, I did. Danielle Winningham Scope School. Any Scope School people in the house? I did it, but I still struggle sometimes. And that is why you always need a coach. You always need somebody that is pushing you. So if you're struggling with live stream, and yeah, you may have gone to live stream and you may have seen some other stuff, make sure you get into Black Code so that you can stay on top of this. And it's more than just a trend. Live video is here to stay. So you might as well get used to it. All right. Trend number 3. Okay, I learned a new word, and I gotta hope I pronounce it properly. I went on Google and played the little thing so they could pronounce it, and I knew how to pronounce it when they said it. Ephemeral content. Let me get my proper voice. Ephemeral content will provide best engagement. What is ephemeral content? It's content that's only around for a short time. So we're talking about Snapchat, the Snapchat stories, the Instagram stories, Facebook stories, all of this type of video that is only around for about 24 hours. They have seen, marketers and the folks that look at all of this, they have seen increased engagement in that type of video. So in 2018, you need to figure out not just your live stream video strategy and your traditional video strategy, because although live stream is killing it, you still got to do your other videos. Now you got to figure out these quick videos. I'm not going to try to pronounce that word again. These quick videos, you got to figure out a strategy for that. Now, here's one of the things that they have found. Because those videos only last a short time, a lot of times it makes your followers take action quickly. So while you're doing your launch strategy, you may want to have at the end of that, like the day before your class starts, you may want to do some Instagram short videos, some Snapchat, some Facebook, depending on where your audience is. So you want to make sure you use that as well. Trend number 4, the rise of AR or VR, whatever you want to call it, augmented reality, virtual reality. The use of virtual reality on mobile devices in the upcoming year is really going to open a market for people who can do something with that technology. Now, this year, Apple announced that with the launch of the iPhone 8 and the iPhone 10, that it is going to provide users with new AR capabilities. So that means you got to keep your eye out for how you're going to be able to utilize some of that technology. Now, that may not be something for many of our brands that we're going to use immediately, but keep your eye out for it, because there's going to be some stuff that comes up on the horizon that you're going to need to be looking at. And then finally, my 5th trend is the not so old-fashioned video. All right, so we're in this mobile culture where video is our main consumption. You have to realize that most people scour the internet using their smartphones now, not their browsers. So you have to make sure that your content, that's your videos, that's your website, you have to look and see, how does it look on mobile? How does it look on the phone? Now, in 2017, that's this year, 2017, 90% of all content shared by users was video. You ready for that number again? 90% of all content shared by users was video. Now, here's the challenge for all of us out here that's trying to get our video game on, get it together. We got to figure out, how do you capture your audience's attention in the first 3 seconds? So this whole video thing is changing the game. It is changing the game. Half of my trends today dealt with video. All right, so what does this mean? What does this mean for you? It means that, one, you need a content team, okay? You need a content team. We talk about how you need a social media team and you need a marketing team. You now need to have a team that helps you develop your content. And that content is not just writing. It's not just having somebody that can write blog posts for you. Your content team has to include at least somebody that knows how to do video production and editing. You need to have a graphic design person on your content team. You need to have an audio editing person on your content team. You need to have someone that understands how to optimize your content on multiple formats. Before we came on live, Danielle was joking about how she had all these phones and she's going live here on Spreaker and live on Periscope and live on Facebook Live. And she joked about the fact that she needs to have a team to come in to help set all this stuff up. she's joking, but for real, yeah. You need to have you're going to be moving in that direction where you need to have a team that's going to help you produce the type of content that you need on all of these different platforms. And then you're going to need somebody to help you with strategy development for your content. What type of content should you be putting in an Instagram story? What type of content should you be putting in your Facebook story? Some of us, and I'll be the first to admit, I haven't even looked at Facebook stories yet. But that's a whole nother thing that you need to be looking at. So that's number one. You need a content team. And then this part is not for everyone, okay? So yes, Takesha, somebody said team. All right, so let me preface this. Let me put the disclaimer on here. What I am about to say has not been sanctioned necessarily by anybody that is, part of developing this. So this is not for everybody. If you have a business and you know what you're doing in your business, you know your message, you know your target market, you've developed your products and services, and you're just trying to grow your business, this part is not for you. But for others of you out there who you haven't quite figured out what you want to do in business, but you know you need to be free from the plantation, you know that you're not living the lifestyle that you want, you know that you need additional income. This whole digital space out here, you need to be making some of this digital money. You need to have some of this digital hustle going on. Now, back in the day, and again, this is not for everybody. This is not for everybody. But for some people out there, and you're trying to figure out, how do I pay for the black code? How do I do some of this stuff? How do I invest in my business the way I want to invest in it? Do y'all remember back in the day, and Danielle, you have to join in with me on this. Back in the day, everybody had somebody on the block that knew how to do hair. They didn't have a shop. They didn't have a license.
That was those kitchen titians.
Listen.
The kitchen titians.
They had a hustle, okay? And the reason they got this hustle, and it wasn't because that they wanted, that doing hair was their passion, that this was something that they wanted to do, but they saw a problem. And they solved the problem. The problem was, it was a week before Easter, and people didn't want to be sitting up in a beauty salon for 5 hours, 6 hours, before Easter, or before, Saturday night before going to church. Some people didn't get off from work in time. And, everybody didn't have, get your hair done money. So these entrepreneurs saw that, listen, there's some money to be made out here in knowing how to do a press and curl. So I'm just saying, in this digital space, there's some money out here knowing how to put a landing page together, knowing how to put a bot sequence together. We were in our bots class, and Realtor Antoinette brought to our attention that there is a gentleman that markets to real estate agents. And you know how much he was charging to put a bot sequence together? $997 to put together something we put together in class in 15 minutes. And of course, we joked about it, and we was like, hey, you know what? We're going to be walking down the internet streets, as April Beverly calls them, talking about got them bot sequences, $4.97. I can do your bot sequence for you half off. We joked about it, but still. So for some of you, as you're thinking about, I don't know what I want to do. Your passion is to feed your family. Your passion is to find additional income so that you can go to these classes and do some stuff. I want to encourage you to look over here at the digital hustle side. It may be some stuff coming up in these trends that may help you out. Back to you, Danielle.
Man, Van, I'm going to tell you something. Let me tell you something. You know, the digital hustle side may not be for everybody, but the hustle side is for everybody. I got a question for everybody listening. If you haven't shared this broadcast, or if you have, I'm going to ask you to share it again. We've got about 70-something people watching and about 25 shares. So that lets me know somebody slid in, sat down, got to enjoying the content, and didn't share the video. So I'm going to ask right now that if you're sitting here, you've been here for the last couple of days, or you just got here 5 minutes ago, the cost of admission for all of this amazing information that you're receiving is to simply share the video. It's not hard. So like Van was saying, the digital marketing space and the hustle space and the digital marketing side, it may not be for everybody, but hustling is. When did we lose the hustle? That's my question. My question is, when did we lose the art of, especially as women, going out to get whatever it is that we needed? And when I say the black code is $77 a week or $99 a week, when did we lose the art of putting together a few plates or frying a little fish or making a little barbecue? When did we lose the art of combing a few heads or running a few errands? And the way the world has shifted, you ain't even got to cook the food no more. You can deliver the food with Uber Eats. You ain't even got to get in the kitchen. You can just get in your car. You can drive a few people. This is what I want to tell you. And this, I mean it from the bottom of my heart. If you're not in a coaching program somewhere, it doesn't have to be with me. If you're not in a coaching program somewhere, you are missing the opportunity of a lifetime. Things are shifting right now in a way that they have never shifted before, and they have the potential to take people who are at the bottom to the top at record speeds. The people who were the experts yesterday are phasing out with these new trends and new technology, and it opens up room for new experts with new visions and new goals. And the question is, will you get the knowledge that you need to position yourself and your family at the top? What Van didn't tell you is these robots that have started shipping robots to Walmart. Walmarts have about 50 robots that are stocking shelves. That's jobs, y'all. That's jobs. And you may say to yourself, well, I don't stock shelves at Walmart, but your kids might. And you may say to yourself, with these automated McDonald's, well, I don't flip burgers and drop fries, but your kids might. So whenever the job market gets tight for them and they can't provide for themselves, it gets tight for you. So you got to ask yourself, which spectrum of this economy am I going to be in? Am I going to be in the haves, or am I going to be in the have-nots? And it is going to require that you get a certain set of knowledge that you don't have right now. And that certain set of knowledge is turning your intellect, turning your workforce into money without having to do it all with your own two hands. And if you don't have the mental bandwidth to bridge that gap, you've got to sign up for the Black Code. There's no other way around it. You've got to say to yourself,
if you have the mental bandwidth, listen, I have always been good, but I've not always been paid.
say it again, Van.
Paid.
They didn't catch this. Say it again, Van.
I've always been good. I've always worked with excellence, but I have not always been paid. That is what I learned with Danielle. I had to learn how to get paid. And it didn't start with Danielle. This was a process. You know, we have been taught as women to give so much. And if you think about asking to be compensated, even though there's scripture in there that talks about a workman is worthy of his hire and all of that, yeah, try to say that on a Sunday morning and see if them deacons and them church mamas don't throw you down on that altar and say you need to repent, okay? I've always been good. I've not always been paid. You got to learn how to get paid. So for some of you out there, I know some of you are like, well, I'm already building stuff and I'm already launching stuff. Are you getting paid?
And Amber said that's her struggle as a minister. I've taken so many ministers, pastors, evangelists, music ministers. They will tell you, and shifted their mindset, because sometimes your vocation is your occupation.
Yep.
And Jesus does not want you broke while spreading his word. As a matter of fact, the more you struggle with money as you spread his word, the worse you make him look as our Father.
Yep.
Because you are a representative of your Father.
Yep.
And your Father didn't put you here to be broke. So we have to make sure that we're getting that earthly knowledge on how to traverse this world now that it is shifted. And let me tell you, T.D. Jakes got the knowledge because he's preaching the word. He not sitting over there broke. Joel Osteen possesses the same knowledge. Joyce Meyer possesses that same knowledge. I tell you, sometimes it's just the African American women sometimes they struggle even more in that ministry perspective of getting paid. And a lot of times it depends on too the culture, which church you were raised in.
Yep.
But there's a body of knowledge that you have to possess in order to shift your vocation to your occupation and not struggle financially, because we were not created. We were not created. And you know what, Amber, I understand you say I'm shifting my mindset. There's some other stuff that has to happen, because here's where the help comes in. It's like me saying I'm saving myself. Boo, if I don't get somewhere and get tied up with a church and a pastor, if I could have saved myself for the glory, I'd have saved myself already. Amen. Sometimes we got to be okay with sitting at somebody else's feet to get a body of knowledge that we don't possess.
Oh, absolutely. Where you are right now is a result of what you have learned, what you have accepted,
on your own
mindset.
On your own.
If you are satisfied with exactly where you are, then you don't need nothing else. But if that thought is in your mind, you know what? I could do better. The reason why you haven't done better is because there was something missing.
You don't know.
And you don't know what you don't know. Listen, don't even get me started.
You don't know what you don't know.
I had no idea that there were people like Danielle out there in the world. I didn't know. I had no idea there were people like Shay and Trevor out there in the world. I had no idea that there were people willing to pay for my intellectual property, for things that I know. And there are people out there willing to pay for things that you know.
Good money.
Good money, but if you don't know how to package it, if you don't know how to present it, if you don't know how to market it, you're going to be in trouble. Anybody remember when the idea of selling water was like...
Oh, my grandfather said nobody buy water.
Nobody? Like, are you kidding me?
And now they buy water at a premium.
Huh?
Now they buy water at a premium. $6 or $7 for a 16-ounce, 20-ounce bottle.
Costs more per gallon than gasoline. We used to always joke about, you know, if we could run our cars off of water.
Mm-hmm.
But when you add up a gallon of premium water, you know, Fuji water is what, about $3 for a 20-ounce bottle?
Yeah.
So, you know, you put a gallon of that together, that's about $9.
Mm-hmm.
Give me the $2 gas. Give me the $2 gas.
Yeah. And here's the thing, Patrick said, some are uncomfortable with self-marketing. That's a progression. That's a learned tactic.
Yep.
Sales is learned. Marketing is learned. Even leadership is a learned behavior. You don't know what you haven't been taught. If life has not afforded you an opportunity to be in a situation where you had to self-market, where you had to lead, where you had to self-promote, then you've not acquired that skill and you've not built that muscle. And that's all business is. All business is a combination of the skills and tactics that you have developed, right? And you've built the muscle over time, which is why Darius is so amazing at what he does. He's been doing this 10 years. He's built the muscle. Yep. Shay and Trevor, they've built the muscle. But at some point they had to get started. And a lot of you are sitting and waiting on 2018. You're waiting to lose your jobs. You're waiting on this and you're waiting on that. When the best life is waiting on you. That debt-free life is waiting on you. That the leaving your job is waiting on you. That freedom. That freedom to call out your days is waiting on you. Me and my team were talking the other day. I said, you know what? I think I'm shutting down shop from December 16th to January 2nd. I can do that.
And you don't have to put in for PTO.
I don't have to ask nobody. Don't have to worry about where the money coming from while I'm off. I'm still going to be selling digital products every day. Guys, here's the thing. You have to make a choice, and you have to make a choice now as to whether you want to continue in your current state or whether you want to make a temporary sacrifice to change your current state. I had to make that choice. Vanessa had to make that choice. Alta Vise had to make that choice. You've got to make that choice. There's no two ways around it. There's everything you've heard presented here for the last few days. We cover that in the Black Code. And if we don't cover it, we show you where to go get it. But your pursuit of your purpose and of your pay, it's a journey. It's a journey. If it just jumped up, there's a book by Randy Pausch called The Last Lecturer, where he talks about these obstacles to your finances are a brick wall. But you can scale a brick wall. You can go over it. You can dig under a brick wall. You can go around a brick wall. There are ways around a brick wall. And it's not to stop you. It's to qualify you. Who really wants it? If you really want it, type in the chat right now, me. Who really wants it? It is not a matter of skill. It's not a matter of intellect. It is definitely not a matter of looks. And it's certainly not hair. Because I'd be in last place. It's a matter of when you wake up every day and you look in that mirror, what do you want for your family? What do you want for yourself? What do you want your legacy to look like? What's your generational wealth looking like? Are you robbing from tomorrow to pay for today? When are you going to make today not only pay for itself, but also pay for tomorrow? And you say you want it, and you gotta go and get it. You can't keep getting left in the dust. And you guys see what's going on. You see what's going on. You see the number of clients I have, not just this class, every single class. Then you see them come out and you see them making money. But yet you still sit. Van, will you talk about just your level of revenue generation since you started working with me? You ain't got to give them no hard numbers. Just talk about where you started and where you finished.
We are, right now, we are making 3 times what we made before coming to Danielle.
Anybody, just let me know. Anybody want to make 3 times more? Kiara said the same thing. 3 times more. 3 times more. On
track. If I do what my coach tell me to do, on track.
We ain't even talk about that.
Next 2 months to make it full time.
Wow.
I do what I'm supposed to do. But that's the thing, guys. You have to have a coach. No, but I have yet to see anybody make it to the Olympics that didn't have a coach. I mean, people, yes, there are people, a coach doesn't teach you how to swim, but a coach will teach you how to medal in the Olympics.
Yeah.
So you may already understand your business and all of that stuff, and you may think, well, I don't need the black coat because, you know, I'm already establishing your business. That's fine. But a coach is going to show you how to move to the next level. Here's my question for you. And I want you to answer truthfully. If you do not have your detailed numbers for 2018 written down, type me.
Wow.
I'm gonna admit.
Wow, that means.
And Danielle know why I'm asking this question.
That's a hard question. If you don't have your profit plan.
The question is because that's what she asked me the other day. Okay? That's what she hit me with the other day in our coaching session. It's October.
October.
I thought I was doing good because I knew what I was doing for November, right? I got my little calendar, and I'm like, yeah, I'm ready for her, right? Yeah, I'm ready. This for real. This stuff we ain't playing. Ultimately, we ain't playing this stuff for real, for real. I had this ready for Danielle. Ready. Okay? I'm like, yeah, I got that. And then, you know, if she want to go into December, bam. Yeah, boy, I got you.
She thought you was ready, Van.
I thought I was ready. But then she started asking about January. And I got a little something here, but you can see I have a few more empty spots than I had for those other months. And then she started talking about, well, you know, what you got for the whole year. I don't know if I think Jesus gonna come before April or not, but I ain't got nothing. I bet you I'm gonna have it before next week.
And here's the thing. Everybody that coaches me is gonna have it before January because we're gonna do the 4th quarter profit planning. And what you guys don't know is, and what you may want to know is, as a coach, Vanessa's money is just as important to me as my money. Alto Visa's money is I'm just as passionate about, do you have your money in line? Because I never want to be one of those coaches that got her money and nobody else got none.
She'll fight you over your money.
I'm saying, guys.
You know,
it's a real. This is a real thing, guys. This is a real thing. Coaching is a real thing. even if you had other coaches before, if you give up now, you're not giving up on them. You're giving up on yourself. You got to realize they got your money and took it to the bank, and they're fine. So whatever grudges you're belaboring, you're belaboring those alone. They done grown and gone. You got to learn your lesson from it and keep moving. The question becomes, are you ready? Are you ready? So I want to know who are you signing up for the Black Code, bit.ly/BLAQ code. You get a ton of amazing bonuses if you sign up before November 6th. Matter of fact, November 5th, because we're doing a 100K vision board party Sunday. Why are we doing a 100K vision board party? Because you've got to be able to see $100,000 in your life before you can go make it. If you can't see six figures, you can't make it. If you can't see yourself, that speaks to your psyche, your confidence. It speaks to your everything. Can you see yourself generating six figures for yourself? You got to be able to see it before you can achieve it. So guys, you got to be on board. And that's right, Cassandra. Real coaches put pressure on their players. Real coaches do. Real coaches do. So guys, bit.ly/BLAQ code, Black Code. I'll have information tomorrow on how you can sign up for the vision board party. But those who sign up for the Black Code, of course, you get access to the vision board party for free. And the first 50 to sign up for the Black Code get a one-on-one jump start with me. So that's going to be amazing. Guys, look, Vanessa is 100% right. There are about to be some technology trends that are either going to make or break you. You're either going to be positioned to take advantage of the changes, or you're going to lose out. Some of you sit on Facebook every day and all day. My question is, how much money you making on Facebook? If I'm going to sit on Facebook all day, every day, I'm going to make some money. I made my first six figures. And yes, Gregory, men are absolutely welcome. Men got plenty of sense. It'd be men in every one of my coaching programs. So the link is bit.ly/BLAQ code. I'm sure Alto Visa tag you in the link. But the bottom line is, you got to make some decisions for yourself, and you got to make them fast. This ain't one of those occasions where you're going to be like, okay, I'm going to stew over this for 2 or 3 years. Or I'm going to stew over this for 12 or 18 months. Change is coming. Change is here. Change is here. What are you going to do about it? Does anybody have any questions? And community, we have an amazing community. You're absolutely right, Medora. Medora said, what I love is together we can't be broken. This next level is going to cause, you know what made me a successful vice president at Chase? It was not that I knew everything, far from it. It's that I knew everybody. It was not that I knew everything. It was that I knew everybody, and I had a relationship with everybody. So if my boss's laptop crashed, she could either call the help desk and get a new one in 3 days, or she could call me and I could call Syed, who used to work on my team, and get her one in about 30 minutes. Relationships are everything. Community is everything. So no, I don't know about bots, but I know Van. And I'm not good at setting up telesummits, but I know Alto V's. And I'm not good at writing books, but I got a ghostwriter, Jonathan. And so, and heaven forbid, I had to go back to run my day-to-day operations, so I got Keisha. For everything that you need, I know somebody who has it. That was my biggest hurdle when I started. If you ask me, what was my biggest hurdle when I started? Everybody was hawking stuff at me, but I didn't know right from left and up from down. So I would buy this and it would be wrong. I would buy that and it would be wrong. See, I've never hesitated to invest in coaching, in products, and stuff. I've never hesitated. But I was buying a whole bunch of wrong stuff. And I didn't have a community where somebody could refer me to get a website designed by a reputable source, where somebody could refer me to get graphics done at a high quality rate at a reasonable price, where somebody could refer. I didn't have it. So one of the things I'm adamant about is creating a community that serves itself. We got everything you need and more in this community, within this community. Somebody reputable, somebody timely, somebody that ain't gonna pookie and ray you. Take your money and be gone tomorrow. You've got to have that. You've got to have that. And Medora said, and you even gave tangible stuff before I bought. You've got to do it. You got to show value. You got to show every value you do. So guys, I appreciate you. Go ahead and close us out with your question of the day, Altovise.
I love you, Coach. So it's funny because when we think about technology, we think I'm too old. We think I'm not smart enough. We think I just can't get it. And the reality is no, everybody won't get it. But Danielle made a very good point in that if you can't get it, you invest in somebody that can either do it for you or teach you how to do it. So in that instance, for you, Van, what has been that one thing that you had to, even though you're in the tech industry, what has been that one thing when it comes to tech that you were like, wait a minute, let me go take a class on this real quick?
Everything. Everything. I mean, you
don't know what you don't
wakes
know.
up knowing how to do any of this stuff. And so some of it you figure out on your own. Some of it you take a class. I have so many classes that I have taken because, you don't, there's no gene for this. There's no particular type of coffee you drink, and it makes you technology smart. So you have to learn how to do this. But my biggest thing is you got to be patient with yourself. And you got to understand that, guess what, boo? Half the stuff you're doing now, at one point you didn't know how to do. You didn't know how to walk. I know you don't think that. I don't know you don't remember it. You don't remember that you did not know how to walk. You did not know how to feed yourself. But how did you learn? You saw people around you walking. You had someone to help you use the spoon. You had someone to help you. Why would you think it's any different in your business? Why would you think that you're going to wake up one day and know how to make six figures and you ain't never seen six figures before? So the answer, Altovise, everything. I have taken a class. That's how I have 9 certifications in digital marketing. I didn't wake up one day learning how to do this. I paid well.
Paid well.
Paid well. But you're never too old. I have a team of people. Danielle jokes about this. Because when we first started talking about the team.
Don't tell them. Don't tell them. You messy, man.
I'm being messy.
Messy.
But I have my team, my passion is to help women like myself. I'm 54. Women who want to learn how to do something that can help them live the lifestyle that they want. Those of you that have worked with my team, Joyce Black and Jackie Turnbull, y'all know Joyce and Jackie are the bomb. They are awesome. They are not overseas. They are not 20-year-old millennials.
They not.
I graduated with Joyce, okay? And Jackie's around our same age. Joyce is in the Bahamas right now. She's off this week on a cruise. because she took the time to learn how to build a website. She took the time to learn how to do some technology that she didn't know how to do. So like I said, it's not for everybody. But learn what it is you need to do so you can get to your next body to get to your next level. But by all means, don't stay stuck where you are.
Yes,
So
indeed.
somebody asked the question, have I developed tears? Have I developed tears as a systematic approach to coaching? Yes, I have. And the first tier, that's why it's the black code. The first tier is you got to build and launch. That's the first tier. Then you got to get more progressive and either go deeper into marketing on live stream. So that would be your next. Or you would need to go to what we call the big launch, which is the key to sold out products and services. It's the launch methodology that helps us sell out workshops and courses over and over and over. I have a course I'm launching in 2018 called Communities That Create Cash. You've got to learn how to build a following. So a lot of people talk about marketing. Marketing is not marketing. Marketing is a progression of things, and you do it at different rates at different times. So within my courses, I teach marketing. You got to have a marketing calendar. But every course you take, you learn more. So this time you're going to learn marketing 101. Next time you're going to learn marketing 201. They'll tell you. Same thing with social media. I'm a social media expert. I have 150,000 followers on social media, and I built them organically. So what that means is I'm going to teach you how to grow your following. But again, that's progressional. You're not going to go from 0 to 150,000 in a class. But we're going to get you enough followers to get you started. So yeah, my stuff has tiers. And then for everything I don't do, there's somebody in the community that does do it. So that part. D, you keep saying you have questions, but I don't see any of your questions written in the chat. Here's the thing. The bottom line is you can learn all of the technology in the world, and you can learn all of the product creation in the world. If you won't get your butt out on the corner on them internet streets, it does you no good. All the knowledge in the world does you absolutely, positively no good. And yeah, you will spend money trying to fill your... There's only two ways to learn, guys. Your mistakes or somebody else's. Somebody else's mistakes are a lot cheaper. And they're a little bit easier on your heart, too. Because every time you make a mistake, you want to give up. So you can't make too many or you'll beat yourself up and end up getting further and further away from what you need to do. And you know what, Gregory? Yeah, you're right. I take massive action because I want an MBA. I want a massive bank account. So the bottom line is there's a direct correlation between your results and how much action do you take. And I teach that.
But you know what, Danielle? It is so hard to take massive action by yourself. Some can. Now, there's some folks out there, you can do it, and my hat off to you. But for the majority of us, you gotta have some people around you that are pushing. You got to, because if you don't, them little voices in your head
they'll take over.
Tell you ain't got to push that hard today. And then particularly, most of us, we are first generational entrepreneurs. Now, 20 years ago, you know, our generation was first generation that went to college, okay? We're now first generational entrepreneurs. For most of us. Now, there's some people like Julia, her father was an entrepreneur, so she grew up in that whole entrepreneurial space. I ain't had no entrepreneurs in the family. And yeah, I used ain't again. I ain't had nobody. I was told, get a good education, I did. I got a bachelor's of science in chemical engineering. Get a good job. I did. I became a chemical engineer for Amoco Oil Company. And if you do them things, you're going to be all right. You're going to be just like the rest of us, living on a fixed income, living paycheck to paycheck. That's the norm. That's the American dream. But you got to be around some folks. And it's with everything. We know that with dieting, with exercise. If you don't have somebody that is watching calories with you, you're going to end up
not watching your calories. If your partner is going to the chicken shack, you're going to the chicken shack too. If your partner is going to the rib shack, you're going to the rib shack too. I was picking with them last night because I said for lunch yesterday I had some Parmesan couscous with green beans, pinto beans, and corn. You know who's here with me. So, I mean, you got to have somebody around you that keeps you in check for the good, the bad, and the ugly. And a lot of somebody's. I'll tell you guys this in closing, and I'll get my closing question from Altavis. The number one thing you get over in this space is education, because I stay educated. But closely behind it, a close number two, is community. And if you ever get into this coaching community, you're a fool to get out. Because you can look around you and see the connections, see the sisterhood, see the support. It's worth your weekly investment just to stay connected to the sisterhood. There's nothing like it. And I've yet to see a community that looks like this. And I've looked. And one of the things I know about life in the world is if you look for something long enough and you don't see it, it's up to you to build it. And so I can look across lines and see tens of thousands of women that I've connected over the years that are still connected. They call themselves sister, that ain't fighting every 5 minutes, that genuinely want to see each other succeed. Do you have that? And if you don't have that, you better get some for where we're going. You don't want to be out in the cold by yourself. You don't. You don't. So what's my question?
So your question, Coach, is I know that you have run Wealthy Sisters Network, but you've also had online communities. When it comes to, being able to reach people online and through tech, how has the growth been for you? And do you see a difference in building it offline as opposed to building it online? Because I know a lot of times that's a debate right now.
There's definitely a difference, but I will tell you this. I will tell you, don't let online fool you. Don't let the fact that you can go live take away from the fact that I still got to call Chiquita and check on her mama. I still got to send Van a bottle of wine for our anniversary. I still got to send Alta Vista Unicorn in the mail. Don't let the online relationships take away from the fact that we still got to meet in Atlanta. We still got to be in Atlanta December 1st through the 3rd. We still got to touch each other and say hi and sit down and break bread and just, fellowship. Even the Bible says, forsake thee not the fellowship. So in all of the online, don't forget, and Darius said it great last night, there's still some relationship building. And he said, I spend hours a day building relationships. One thing I know about Darius knows if you came for the dining with Darius, he know what city you came. He know who you came with. Oh, that's such. She came to dining with Darius with her mom and them. Baby, they took all the greens when they left. He knows. And I pride myself in knowing. Come here more than 2 or 3 times, I'm going to start to know your name. I'm going to start to know what you do in business. I'm going to start to be able to call you beyond your handle. Do not let the social in social media fool you that you don't still need to personally have relationships with people. So I'd say nowadays it's harder because you have to do both. Back then, I just had to preserve the in-person relationship. Now I got to figure out, how do I preserve the in-person relationship as well as the online presence?
Definitely something people need to think about, because again, like she said, don't let the online fool you.
Don't let the online fool you. It's great to grow a brand online, and it's great to have, but you still got to know folks. And as a matter of fact, 2018, I'm gonna be on a tour. I'm gonna be in 15 different cities. I'm going to see, what's 15 times 400? I'm coming to see 60,000 of y'all next year. That's how adamant I am. I want you to know that I'm not just a face on a computer screen. I want you to know that, I really believe in you. I want you to know I really want the best for you. I want you to look in my eyes and see that I am on your team. Sometimes you can't do that online. Sometimes you got to show up and show people that. And Barack Obama was the best indicator of that grassroots campaign. So it's some real stuff, guys. Don't miss it. If you sign up for the Black Code before November 6th, you even get an opportunity to present in one of those 15 tour cities with me. That's $1,000 value by itself. Anybody want to go on tour with me? Say me. So when we talk about launching, there are a lot of different ways to launch. You can launch online. You can launch live. So for you to be able to go on tour with me, launch live with me, see the back ends. See the back ends of what it takes to get that many people to show up in that many cities. That alone is worth your Black Code cost of admission. That alone. bit.ly/BLAQ code. And that's right, Vaughn. People don't care about how much you know till they know about how much you care. It's about to be the takeover. 2018, I'm so excited. And Paula, you and my volunteers, I got a project for y'all that's so amazing. I can't wait to tell y'all. Woo, woo. Did I answer the question, Altavis?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I got to go to the hospital to see my mommy.
Okay, well, we are wrapping it up for today, guys. Thank you so much. Don't forget, if you have not registered, if you have not shared out the broadcast, share out the broadcast. But don't forget to register, because that's the way that you get free stuff that our presenters have for you, as well as the opportunity for gifts as well. So bit.ly/BLAQ webinar for you to register in order for you to get these replays and these freebies, because you don't want to miss out on those. And then